Hey everyone, welcome back to Collecting Nolan. This is Russ, and today's another Sensational Set Sunday. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of showing just like one specific set for a year or something like that, I decided to cover some food issue cards because there was a member, not a member, was a commenter said that I missed a few in the 1987 tops, and those were more like along the lines of store issued products that were made by Tops, so I didn't include them because of that, because I thought maybe that could be its own separate show. But today I decided, after thinking about it, I thought, well, let's do something different. Let's start with the food issue, and then we'll go into like some of like the store issue ones, like KB Toys and Woolworth, all that stuff. But today we'll do the food issue, and this is going to cover 1967 to 1986. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. And unfortunately, the first couple I do not have because they're really hard to get a hold of. And when you can find them, they're pretty expensive. And those are called, starting off is the 1972 Topps Candy Lid discs, which I'll show a picture of. And in 1972, they started out with the test issue, which basically, the test issue was just a round disc, a lot smaller than those MSA discs of the 70s. They're more along the lines of probably more along the lines, a little bit smaller than some of like the Jiffy Pop ones that I'll show you today. But actually, like Topps actually came out with a newer issue one, like 2020 something, I forget what year, I think it might have been 24, but not 100% sure, mimicking the ones of the 70s. So but the one from 1972 is the test issue, and that one doesn't have a border around it, while the ones from 73, which are basically the same cards or tops or whatever you want to call them, Nolan had a blue border around his, which I'll show you the 1973 one there. The candy lids were like a 55 card set, and those were in 72. I do not think that Nolan had any like food issue ones before 1972, but I could be wrong. And then for 73, that was actually when the candy lids were distributed. So again, I don't have that one. And then there was a few years where there were no like food issue ones. And then 1976 was the first year where something was issued. And I've shown this before, but I thought it was fitting. This is the 1976 Quakers iron-on. So it's not really a card, but it's something you can make a t-shirt out of. And actually, it's kind of cool because when you look at this head on, it's a backward presentation. But as I'm showing it, and I don't know if it'll be the same way when I publish it, but it actually comes up reading the right way. But so there's a number of these. So some of these, this one's also known as the Mr. Softies iron-on, which I guess some ice cream companies had these in the 70s. This one's a Quakers one iron-on, but they all look the same. There's one that's really rare, and these are rare, period, but and I have never seen an ice cream one. I've only seen this one, which is the Quakers one. But it has a blank back, of course, and it's kind of see-through. But there's an RC Cola one, which was issued in 1978, Royal Crown Cola. And with that one, you'll get like a RC Cola symbol down here, which is really the only difference. I do not have that, of course. I just have this. So that is the 1976 Quaker iron-ons, or Mr. Softy iron-on. All right, so then the next one that comes up is 1978, or no, 77, which was the Burger Chef Meals Fun Discs, or Fun Meal Discs. So this is a big thing, but I have the entire box. So there's no one there. And I guess this was a fun meal. I guess there was some food in this. And this was actually like a game that you could play, I guess, with this box if you so wanted to. But this is the front of the disc, and on the back there's a picture of a werewolf. I'll show you a picture of the back because I didn't want to take it out of this. But here's what it looks like on the front. So with these Burger Chef meal discs, there's like 216 total cards available. And this one covers the Angels. And Nolan is on the back. So that's a cool piece there. I really like that. And then next one is this 1978 Pepsi Cola Superstars. Got to hold it back a little bit because it's so big. But this one still has the tag on it. I guess this is perforated here, or at least a dotted line where you could cut it, and that's the card there. But I found it with the tab or tag still in place. Here's the back. Get a deck of Superstar playing cards for free. That's pretty cool. So that's the offer there. I guess this kind of shows what they look like on the bottom here. Pretty cool. So I'll have Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, other stars. So that's the 1978 Pepsi Cola Superstars Nolan Ryan. And this one had 40 different cards in it. All right. Also in 78 was the Royal Crown Iron-On, which I just talked about. And then coming up in 1980 was the Burger King Pitch, Hit, and Run Nolan Ryan. This is number 9. And there were 34 cards in this set. Here's the back. I love this card. This card, I think, is like has some of the like a great picture of Nolan portrait, you know, and the nice orange hat with the Astros. I just love that card. It's so cool. The next one I don't have. It was the 1980 FBI discs, Nolan Ryan, of course, which again I'll show a picture up here, and that one is super rare. I've never run across it. I've never seen it on eBay. I haven't seen it really anywhere. I've just seen pictures of it. And I got this picture from tcdb.com. But the FBI disc, I guess Topps again made kind of like a reproduction pin of it, like I think in 2023 or 24 or so, that you can get that looks exactly like it. But I've never found a real one in the wild, per se. So I did not have that one. But those were like 23 pins, or not pins. I'm thinking of the Topps. 23 discs were available. So going past that, in 1981, they also issued Coca-Cola. I've shown this before already. This is 1981 Topps Coca-Cola. So with this set, I'm not including like Hostess and Kellogg's, because I felt Kellogg's covers multiple years and I'll be able to show all those as its own separate show. I'm also not covering the Hostess because one I already showed the Hostess cards, and I just felt like it would be too much repetition and too many cards. And then also I'm not including the MSA discs from earlier because I also had a show on those. But here's the 1981 Coca-Cola, and this one's number 9. And I guess these ones were distributed kind of locally or regionally, so you could get all 11 of your superstars in a set from Coca-Cola some way. I'm not entirely sure how. Some of you people from the Houston area might be able to tell me, but I don't really know. But so this is number 9 in the set, but then there's this also, it's either a test issue or a proof. I'm not 100% sure, but it's pretty rare. This is 1981 Coca-Cola number 1. So in the set, Alan Ash, Alan Ashbury's #1 in the real set, but Nolan is #1 here. So I think this was like a proof or a test issue. Not 100% sure, but very hard to find. Very. I've only seen a few of these, and they're from the people on the Nolan Ryan Collectors Corner on Facebook page. They have them, but very hard to find. All right, so after that, nothing in '82 that I could find. And that, guys, if I miss any years that are glaring misses, then just let me know. Other than those sets that I say I wasn't going to include. So nothing in '82 and nothing in '83. But then they came out with a Fun Foods pin, which is super duper small. And the camera came and like really get a good focus on it. And then in the back, it says Fun Foods. And it says picture ERA 304. What else does that say? And then it's a licensed product, and it says number 109 of 133. So there was 133 pins. And for some reason or another, TCDB took this off their website as far as it calling it a type of set, because it said it didn't have the, I don't know, it was not inclusive or something. I don't know what it meant. But it used to be on there. But in addition to the pin, there's also the test issue proof of it, which is a blank back. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, then this next set is Mother's Cookies. Now, Mother's Cookies had sets of Nolan Ryan, I think the whole way up until like 92 or 93. I think 93 actually, because that was like his farewell. And you know, this, I might make separate Mother's Cookies sets, but in the beginning, he was only part of the team sets. So here's this first one, 1984. So these were usually given away giveaways at the Astrodome, and I don't know what date this one was given away for, but this came in like a pack of 28 cards, all Houston Astros. Of course, he was #1, so pretty cool. But like Mother's Cookies had different sets. They celebrated his like 5,000th strikeout. They celebrated his 300 wins. I think they celebrate even his no hitters. So I might cover those sets later on, but I just wanted to include these because they were single cards in the 80s that really didn't fit anywhere else. So that was 1984, Mother's Cookies. And then also in 84 was a big year. Because like if you remember, Topps had the Nestle distribution as well with the Tiffany, and then also the regular Topps. I didn't pull the Nestle's again because I figured you guys already seen those. If you watch my videos, I did a show on those. So the first one is a Topps cereal series. And here's the back. But this one came with, this was like in a 33 card set, and there's actually 2 different versions of this. And this one's, it says first annual collector's edition. So I guess this was the first year that this was issued as a thing. So, but there's 2 different variants, and the second variant I think is this one here, because it just has Ralston Purina Company up top, the same picture, and it has the Topps at the bottom in blue, and almost the same back, except instead of, oops, dropped it. Hold on, sorry. Instead of the Topps back that you can see here, it actually has the Ralston Purina symbol there. But other than that, and So on the back of the Ralston Purina, it also has this little blurb down here that's different from the top cereal. It says, collect all 33 baseball cards by purchasing specially marked packages of Cookie Crisp, Donkey Kong, and other Ralston cereals. Now, me being a kid born in 81, I only know Ralston Purina as a dog food company, so I was kind of confused about this, but then I realized that they made cereal, at least back then. I'm not sure if it's still the case or not, but so that's that. And they made Cookie Crisp, which I absolutely loved. Cookie Crisp. That was awesome. You know, what could be better than little small chocolate chip cookies dipped in milk? Oh man! All right, so that is the cereal set, and again, these were put in 3-card packs within the cereal, and I guess these weren't marked on the cereal boxes, but these ones were. So pretty cool. And I like learning about this stuff, like the distribution of cards and stuff. I just think it's kind of fascinating how people got their baseball cards, and from back in the day where they were in chocolates and then tobacco and then back into like gum, things like that. So I just find that kind of stuff interesting, and how many cards you got and for what price. And I hope at least some of you guys enjoy those facts too, because I just find that really cool. Anyway, so then we go into 1985, which is another Mother's Cookies card here. And here he's number 2 of 28. So in 1985, this one was given away as a pack of 28 cards on July 13th, 1985 at the Astrodome. So that's kind of cool too. Like if you can find the date on which these cards were given away, I don't know. Just adds something, a bit of history to the card, just something a little extra. So I really like finding out those kind of things. I think it's pretty cool. But that's that card there. So then there's another one that was a 1985 Straw Hat Pizza, which wasn't really a card. It was 11 by 16 image, and I don't really know if it was like a newspaper clipping. I've seen them, and I'll show you a picture here. But I've seen them. A couple of people were selling them on the Facebook group. I just didn't know what it was, so it's I didn't want to pull the trigger on one of them, but they are pretty cool. And it just celebrates his like 4 no-hitters. That was actually like a set of oversized cards, 13 cards actually. And I don't really know how those were distributed. They almost look like newspaper, but not 100% sure. Like kind of like an advertisement for Straw Hat Pizza, which I've never heard of before in my life, but I'm not in California, so. All right, so then that ends 1985, and then finally for the last year we got 1986, which begins with Drake's. So Drake's, I believe, is a bakery of sorts, or they package cakes or snack cakes or something like that. And this one was called, there was Drake's, I think it was Big Hitters and Super Pitchers is what it was called. And these were 37 cards available, and they were on the boxes of Drake's, and they came in either 2, 3, or 4 card panels. So here's the back. You could tell like a lot of effort was put into these cards like back in the day. I mean, they tried to get good photography, cool designs, and they put in the stats from every year on the back. I mean, these weren't like an afterthought. These were like really, I don't know. I like them. I just find them unique and I find them cool. And this one, it says 6th annual collector's edition. So I guess there was a Drake's before this, but Nolan wasn't on any of those before that I know of anyway. So that's the signal card, which is a hand-cut card, by the way. And whoever cut this did a pretty good job, I think. So awesome job there. But then I also had the panel, which is right here. So the panel had Ron Guidry, Nolan Ryan in the middle, and then it had Dave Stieb, who was also, I mean, all three of these guys were no slouches when it comes to pitching, you know. They had pretty good, solid careers. So that's the panel. Let me see, I can show you the back. I might be able to just pull this out of the, here's the back here. Peanut butter square. That's cool. Glad I pulled this out. So while Nolan's is in the middle and is kind of like bare, probably because he had the longest career. These other ones have, you know, the types of products that you can buy from Drake's, which this one says Swiss rolls, peanut butter squares, and yodels, which, again, I don't know where Drake's is available or if it's still around. I'm not 100% sure. If you guys know, please let me know. But I've never seen them before, but those peanut butter squares do sound delightful. But in the bottom here, you can also get Yankee Doodles, Devil Dogs, and what is that bottom one? Looks like it's cream shortcakes with creamy filling. Those all sound very delightful. So glad I showed that because, you know, I like branding as well. I think it's kind of cool, you know. So Nolan, such a long career, they couldn't fit anything on his, but these other guys, not long enough careers as of 1986, so they could. So that's a cool one. Show that front row quick again. And then let me see here. Put this back. All right. So then a couple more cards left. So this next one is a Jiffy Pop. And the Jiffy Pops actually there's like 3 different ones. So this is the regular one on the back here. So it's number 13 of 20. But there's also a proof square, which I'll show in one of these corners here, which is basically just a square proof of this. And then there's an MSA one, which I'll just show the back of, because the front MSA disc is the same as this, except the back's different. So I'll show you a picture of the back MSA disc. But yeah, that's the Jiffy Pop. And then so there's another one I don't have, and it's because it's super rare and hard to get a hold of. I did see one pop up on eBay a couple months back. I saw it when it was too late. It had already sold. It was actually, I saw it when I was putting together my eBay lists, and I got really mad. I got really upset because I was like, oh my goodness, one of those actually popped up and I didn't see it. But it's the 1986 Miller Lite Nolan Ryan, and again, here somewhere up here. Super rare. I think it was a giveaway at the stadium. Not entirely sure. So if you guys know about it, please let me know. And I think it's an oversized card too. It's like 6 and some odd inches. So it's larger than a regular card. But super cool. And I definitely want to get that someday. They don't come up too often. They're pretty hard to find. But those were actually like a 22 card set as well. And I don't know if they're distributed all together or if they're given out, or again, I don't know. I don't know if they came in like 24 packs of beer or what. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, moving on. We got the 1986 Mother's Cookies. And I like this one because it's a drawing of Nolan. And this one is also kind of cool to me because this was my first Gem Mint 10 that I've ever had. And I know grading doesn't matter, but I just never had one before, so I just remember buying this as being pumped because I got it at a pretty good price too. Okay, and then finally, to wrap up 1986, is this Quaker Chewy granola bars from Tops, and it has a very Nolan looks like he wants to bean you with a fastball. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Or that you got a hit off of him and he wasn't too happy. So I like that picture of Nolan. I think it's great. It's like very intimidating, especially if you're a little kid. But on the back, so these were Quaker granola bars. This was a 33 card set. And it was packaged in cards of 3 inside the granola bars box, or you could get the entire set by mail order. So this card's cool because it talks about his career highlights, including all of his no-hitters up to that point, how he led the league in ERA in 1981 with 169. And then when he recorded his 4,000th strikeout, which in itself is awesome, but he still had 1,714 in the tank. So awesome card. This is number 12 of 33. So that ends the food issues from 1967 to 1986. So I hope to cover some more next week, but I don't know. It just depends. And I know my videos have been kind of crazy getting out late, but it's just I got so much stuff going on that it's just hard to get to. But hopefully with summer coming, I can get these out quicker, or at not 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday. But we'll see. I just let me know what you guys how you guys feel about the food cards and which one was your favorite, or if I missed any. Please let me know if I missed any, because I think I got them all, but with that covering that many years, it's tough. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks. Bye.